Hi, my name is Mark Bussin from 21st Century Pay Solutions Group. This executive summary video presentation is on job profiling, otherwise known as job description writing. For more detailed information, please attend our full-day training course with one of our leading experts. The significance of job profiling cannot be underestimated. There are numerous uses for job profiles. Most of us know it as a link to job evaluation, but it can be used for performance management, recruitment, selection, training, and a whole host of various things. The job profile is a current, realistic capturing of what someone actually does in the job. We emphasize the word current because it's not what they used to do or what they're going to be doing. Typically, one would capture it on a form, and we recommend that the forms are not too long. Typically 2 to 3 pages would suffice. The job profiles then need to be carefully thought out in advance. How many are we going to have? Let me give you an example. If we take a cleaner and someone cleans with a big broom and sweeps the floor versus a cleaner in a laboratory who's using a feather duster, are you going to write one job description for cleaner, or is it 2 job descriptions? So it's really important that we decide in advance how many job descriptions and identify them so that we know what the plan is. Once you've got the master plan, we're ready to start. Make sure that we do one-on-one interviews with either the incumbent or the incumbent and their supervisor or manager. Make sure that the room is free of disturbance, and we found that it typically takes an hour to capture a job description. The information required is normally on the form, and the first thing that we look at is capturing the biographics. The next thing we look at is the organogram. We then capture the key performance areas, the primary purpose of the job, and the job specification. I'll share with you an example job description form towards the end of this short presentation. Anyone can write the job profile, but we recommend it's someone that's been trained. Typically, a job profile writer, someone who's been trained in writing job profiles, is the best person. It could be someone from HR, but don't assume that because the person knows their job, they can write their own profile. Please don't just send out the forms and ask the people to capture the jobs, because there are a whole bunch of ways of writing it. So normally we would start every sentence with an action verb. We would keep it short and concise, and not only put what the person does, but how the person does it. Once we've written the job description, it's always important to go back to the incumbent and check with them, have we captured it correctly, or is there something that we forgot and they need to add. What we found is that most folk wouldn't forget the big things. It might be something small, but it definitely won't change the grade. Nevertheless, give them the opportunity to check and double check. In terms of updating job descriptions, what we found is that when the job gets bigger, it's normally the incumbent coming to the supervisor and management saying, "Oh, my job's got bigger, please add it in." And when the job gets smaller, the manager is the first person that comes along and says, let's take this out of your job description. But either way, it's a check and balance, and the point is that we need to make sure that the job descriptions are kept fairly up to date, and typically once a year or once every 2 years, we would look at all the job descriptions. Now I'd like to just show you what a simple job description form looks like. We cover the biographics over here. Names, if you like. Sometimes you can leave the names out, but certainly the post and a very short organogram. Who does the person, or which position does the person report into, and which positions report into the incumbent's position. We would capture the primary purpose of the job. Now that should not be generic. It should be specific to this job, and we need to be able to say exactly from that primary purpose what the job is doing. Then there are key performance headings or key performance areas, and we suggest approximately 4 to 7 key performance areas. If you're finding that the list is getting too long, then you are probably including the job description. You then move on to the second page, which is the primary purpose of the job. Make sure that the primary purpose of the job is specific to that job. Don't write a generic primary purpose of the job. For example, don't write to assist the company make money. Everyone has that in their job description, and this is specific to the role. Then we have the key performance areas, and typically there are 4 to 7 key performance areas. And if you find that there are too many, the list is getting too long, then you need to start grouping them together under key performance areas and not just write them one task at a time. Group the tasks into areas, and you'll find that there are around 4 to 7 in most jobs. And finally, we talk about the job specification. This is mostly for recruitment purposes. It's not really used in job evaluation. And in recruitment, we would want to know things like the person's experience, or what qualifications they have, what training they need, and it's an indication. We normally capture the minimum and the ideal just so that it assists with recruitment. Thank you very, very much for listening. Good luck with your role profiling and your job descriptions. For further information, please contact Monica on the details below or give us a phone call. We look forward to seeing you on one of our courses. Thank you and good luck.